Somewhere in a drawer, a basement, or a safe deposit box, a valuable coin is being destroyed right now, and the person who owns it has no idea. No one broke in, nothing was dropped, nothing was stolen. The coin has been sitting untouched, protected, exactly where it was left years ago. And that is the problem, because the very holder meant to protect it may be the thing quietly ruining it, one invisible chemical reaction at a time. By the time anyone notices, the damage has often already been done. For decades, collectors were told plastic flips were the safe choice. Soft, clear, flexible pouches that let you slide a coin in, view it from every angle, and store it away with total confidence. But some of those flips contain a chemical compound that can slowly turn a coin's surface into something no collector ever wants to see. And by the time it shows up, it is often too late to fully undo. What looks like a simple storage decision can quietly decide a coin's future. To understand how this happens, you have to understand what PVC actually is. Polyvinyl chloride, or PVC, is naturally a stiff, brittle plastic. To make it soft and flexible enough to wrap gently around a coin, manufacturers add chemicals called plasticizers. These plasticizers are not permanently locked into the plastic. They are simply blended in, which means over time, they can slowly leach out of the material. That soft, flexible flip that feels so gentle on a coin's surface is, in a very real sense, sweating chemicals onto it, day after day, year after year. In the 1960s through the 1980s, these flips were everywhere. They were cheap, they were convenient, and an entire generation of collectors filled albums and shoeboxes with them, never suspecting a problem. Nobody was warning collectors about long-term chemical exposure back then, because the hobby simply didn't understand it yet. The plasticizer migrates onto the coin surface first as an invisible film, one you would never notice just by looking. It feels dry. It looks completely normal. This is exactly why the danger is so easy to miss and so easy to ignore for years at a time. A coin can sit safely, or so it seems, for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, while a slow chemical reaction works on its surface the entire time. Nobody is checking a coin that looks fine. Nobody suspects the flip is the enemy. And that quiet, invisible window is exactly where the real damage begins to take hold, long before anyone thinks to look closer. But here is where it gets worse. The damage does not stop once it starts. It accelerates. That invisible film eventually begins to react chemically with the metal itself. On copper and copper alloy coins, this often shows up as a greenish film, sometimes described by collectors as green slime, spreading unevenly across the surface. On silver coins, it tends to show up differently, as a cloudy haze or a dull, hazy cast that was not there before, dimming the coin's natural luster. Collectors describe other warning signs too: a sticky or tacky feeling when pulling a coin out of its holder, discoloration that looks nothing like normal, even toning, a surface that seems foggy or slightly out of focus under strong light. Here is the trap that catches so many people. Many collectors assume this is just natural aging, that coins simply change color as they get older. But natural toning and PVC damage are not the same thing at all. Natural toning is often even, gradual, and even prized by advanced collectors. PVC damage is an active chemical reaction degrading the coin's surface in real time. And if it's caught early, a conservation professional may be able to safely remove it before real harm is done. Wait too long though, and the damage etches permanently into the metal, and at that point, there is no undoing it. And grading companies know exactly what this looks like. Companies like NGC and PCGS built their entire reputation on evaluating coins with extreme precision, and surface condition is one of the very first things their graders examine under magnification. A coin can have a perfect strike, ideal luster, and a rare date and mint mark combination, and none of that will matter if the surface shows active or residual PVC contamination. Instead of receiving a normal numeric grade, that coin gets labeled with what is called a details grade. Terms like environmental damage or cleaned, a permanent flag attached to that coin for as long as it exists in the marketplace. This is where a coin's entire financial future can change in an instant, sometimes over damage that took decades to form. A details grade does not just lower a coin's grade on paper, it can gut its desirability entirely, because serious collectors at the high end are not just paying for rarity, they are paying for originality and a clean, problem-free surface they can trust. Think about a rare Morgan dollar in exceptional condition. If its surfaces are clean and original, that coin can command a serious premium, sometimes thousands of dollars above a lesser example with the exact same date and mint mark. Now picture the identical coin, same rarity, same population numbers, but with visible PVC residue creeping across its surface. Serious buyers hesitate immediately because permanent surface damage means the coin's long-term stability is uncertain, and resale becomes far more difficult down the road. The higher the grade a coin would otherwise earn, the more devastating this becomes, because at that level, tiny differences in surface quality translate into massive differences in price. A common, low-value coin with light residue might lose relatively little, simply because it was never commanding a surface premium in the first place. But a rare, high-grade coin can lose a dramatic share of its value in one quiet, chemical process that took years, sometimes decades, to fully unfold. Now picture that same story playing out in thousands of collections across the country. Many valuable coin collections being handled today were not assembled recently. They were built decades ago, then locked away in an old album, a cardboard box, or a soft plastic flip, and left in a basement, an attic, or a closet for 20, 30, even 40 years or more. Whoever inherits or rediscovers that collection often has no idea what materials were used to store it, or how long the coins have been sitting that way, untouched and unexamined. Old cardboard holders with adhesive backing, aging album pages, and PVC-based pocket sheets can all carry the exact same risk as individual flips. The environment matters just as much as the material. Heat and humidity dramatically accelerate the plasticizer migration process, meaning a collection stored for decades in a hot attic is often at far greater risk than one kept in a cool, stable, climate-controlled space. The biggest threat to a coin collection often isn't theft. It isn't a dropped coin or an accidental scratch either. And here is the mistake so many collectors make. Generation after generation, they think carefully about protecting coins from drops, scratches, fingerprints, and physical mishandling, and they usually do a good job of it, but they never stop to ask whether the holder itself might be the real danger sitting right there in the box. A proper holder is supposed to preserve a coin exactly as it was the day it was put away, not slowly transform it into something worth far less while nobody's watching. The fix, thankfully, is simple, even if the mindset shift takes some getting used to. Move valuable coins out of soft PVC flips as soon as you possibly can. Replace them with holders made from safer, archival materials, like mylar sleeves or rigid, inert plastic holders specifically designed for long-term coin storage. Keep collections in stable environments, away from extreme heat, humidity, and temperature swings that speed up chemical migration. And perhaps most importantly of all, periodically inspect coins that have been stored for years, even the ones you assume are perfectly safe, because the coins most at risk are exactly the ones nobody has checked in decades. None of this requires expensive equipment or professional training to start. It just requires awareness, A willingness to open old holders, and a habit of checking on coins the same way you'd check on any other valuable investment sitting untouched in storage. The coins that survive a century in the best condition are rarely the ones that got the fanciest holders. They're the ones that got looked at, cared for, and moved to safer materials before it was too late. If you found this fascinating, hit subscribe for more stories like this.